Aloha and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Brigadier General Clete Goetz, Commander of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Pacific Ocean Division, welcome to the Honolulu District Change of Command Ceremony. This ceremony marks the passing of unit colors, the symbol of command, from Lieutenant Colonel Adrian O. Biggerstaff to Lieutenant Colonel Lamar Cantelou. Today's music is provided by the 395th Army Band. I'd like to take a moment to recognize our distinguished guests with us today. Please hold your applause until all introductions are complete. The Honorable Congresswoman Radewagen from American Samoa, U.S. Coast Guard Captain Retired Craig O'Brien, Military and Veteran Community Liaison for Senator Hirono, Mr. Jose Sanchez and Command Sergeant Major Zachary Plummer from the Pacific Ocean Division Command Team, as well as the 130th Engineer Brigade Command Team, Colonel Stuart Bailey and Command Sergeant Major Christopher Shetland. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to our distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the rendering of honors and the invocation. Brigadier General Goetz has deferred honors to Lieutenant Colonel Biggerstaff for this ceremony. At this time, I invite Chaplain Captain Jonathan Dukes Jr. to the podium for the invocation.
Please pray with me. This is the day the Lord has made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day to reflect here on historic Palm Circle that America has been the land of the free for 250 years because of divine favor, united people, and strong military leadership. Therefore, most sovereign one, it is most appropriate to thank you for the sound command and leadership of Lieutenant Colonel Biggerstaff over the Honolulu District Army Corps of Engineers and the sacrifices of his wife and children. I pray that you will continue to be with them on their future endeavors. This organization remains in need of guidance, inspiration, and direction. So I pray that as Lieutenant Colonel Cantelou takes command today, that you give him the strength, courage, and fortitude to command with excellence. Lord, please bless the Cantelou Ohana. Bless the Army Corps of Engineers. Bless soldiers currently serving near and far and their families. Please continue to favor these 250-year-old United States of America. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. On behalf of the soldiers, civilians, and families of the Honolulu District, Ms. Christina Bays will now present leis to Lieutenant Colonel Biggerstaff's family, Mrs. Juliana Biggerstaff, and their children, Dylan, Owen, and Everett. These leis serve as symbols of our gratitude and appreciation for your support as part of our ohana. Mahalo nui loa. Ms. Sharni Gibo will now present leis to Lieutenant Colonel Cantelou's family, Mrs. Carly Cantelou, and their children, Campbell and John Parker, welcoming them as the newest members of our Honolulu District Ohana. Also in attendance from the Cantelou family are his father, Colonel Retired Campbell Cantelou, mother, Mrs. Janice Cantelou, sister, Miss Morgan Cantelou, father-in-law, Mr. John Dawson, mother-in-law, Mrs. Carolyn Dawson, and sister-in-law, Miss Chatham Dawson. E como mai. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem. Please be seated. The Honolulu District is one of 4 districts in the Pacific Ocean Division. Our area of operation stretches from Hawaii through Polynesia and Micronesia across the international date line to Guam, Palau, and American Samoa. The district traces its origin to 1905 when Lieutenant John Slattery established the first U.S. Army Corps of Engineers office in Honolulu. Under Lieutenant Slattery's command, the district constructed 6 deep draft harbors, 3 essential lighthouses, and military fortifications. Technological advances and the approach of World War I changed the district's mission. Batteries and forts were supplemented with artillery fire, control, and submarine mine defense systems. During World War II, the district played a pivotal role in creating new airfields throughout the Pacific and fixing damaged facilities at Hickam Airfield, Wheeler Army Airfield, and Pearl Harbor. After the war, the Corps took on several major construction projects, including the Tripler Army Medical Center and the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific Punch Bowl, as well as flood control and shore protection projects critical to the safety of Hawaii and communities throughout our area of operation. During the 1960s and 1970s, new federal policies expanded the district's duties, including the National Environmental Policy Act of 1969 and the Clean Water Act of 1977, advancing the Corps' mission as stewards of the environment. In wartime and in peace, Honolulu District has served the men and women of our armed forces, the citizens of Hawaii, and the people of the Pacific. Since our early days, many outstanding officers have led the district. Today is no exception as we bid farewell to our 74th Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Adrian Biggerstaff. After this assignment, he will attend the Eisenhower School for National Security and Resource Strategy at Fort McNair, Washington, D.C. Sir, on behalf of the Honolulu District and all those here today, both physically and virtually, thank you for your steadfast leadership over the past 2 years. We wish you and your family continued success and happiness in your future endeavors. Mahalo. This ceremony also celebrates a special occasion for Lieutenant Colonel Cantelou, who will serve as our 75th District Commander. Sir, we welcome you to the Ohana and pray this assignment is equally rewarding for both you and your family. Aloha. Throughout history, commanders ensured their unit colors were carried by one of their most trusted officers. This practice was used in the United States Army until 1813, when the regulations were changed and the colors were entrusted to the color sergeant or sergeant major. In the absence of an assigned command sergeant major in the district, the deputy district engineer for programs and project management, Miss Jennifer Moore, will have this honor. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, you will now witness the passing of the colors from Lieutenant Colonel Biggerstaff to Lieutenant Colonel Cantelou, symbolizing the change of command. In the days of old, the colors served as a rallying point for soldiers on the battlefield. The unit colors represent the heritage of the organization. It also demonstrates to the civilians and soldiers of the organization that the mantle of leadership passes to the new commander, and with it, the loyalty of the workforce. Miss Moore now passes the colors to the outgoing commander, Lieutenant Colonel Biggerstaff, signifying the district's appreciation for his leadership and guidance. Lieutenant Colonel Biggerstaff now passes the colors to Brigadier General Goetz, signifying his relinquishing of command and his gratitude for the opportunity to lead the district. Brigadier General Goetz now passes the colors to the incoming commander, Lieutenant Colonel Cantelou, entrusting him with the responsibility and care of the district. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-5 alpha, the undersigned assumes command of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Honolulu District. Signed, Lamar Cantelou, Lieutenant Colonel, Engineer, Commanding. Lieutenant Colonel Cantelou passes the colors back to Miss Moore, signifying his trust and confidence in the civilians and soldiers of the organization. At this time, I invite Brigadier General Goetz to the podium for his remarks.
Aloha!
Aloha!
There you go. Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As we celebrate a great day for the Biggerstaff, Cantelou, and Honolulu District families. Hey, before I get started, let me thank everyone who's had a part in putting this together. If you had a hand in making this day happen, can you put your hand up so we can give you a round of applause? Thanks to the 395th Army Band, gentlemen. We appreciate it. Chaplain, well done. I detect a little bit of the energy of Chaplain Shabazz in there. It's fantastic. And of course, I'd like to extend a special recognition to all our honored guests, Representative Radawagan, representatives of our Hawaii congressional delegation, and most importantly, the important people in the lives of Colonel Biggerstaff and Colonel Cantelou. So from the Biggerstaff family, we have wife Juliana, sons Dylan, Owen, and Everett. Welcome. And from the Cantelou clan, Lamar's wife Carly, sons Cam and JP, dad Colonel retired Campbell Cantelou. Sir, thank you for your service. Janice, his mother, sister Morgan. And from Carly's side, we welcome your father, John Dawson, mother Carolyn, sister Chatham. So whether you're a guest, one of our partners, a Corps teammate, or just a friend, welcome to Historic Palm Circle. We're glad to have you here. For 121 years, this unique district has labored on behalf of the citizens of Hawaii, the U.S. territory, and the services. And if I may, I'd like to recognize for just a moment the Honolulu District employees, all the great folks of the Honolulu District. I struggle to give them a hand. I really struggle to find words of praise and gratitude effusive enough for you choosing to serve here and to serve the nation here. I know all of you have been tested, and your continued selfless service is the reason why our Army civilians are a symmetric advantage. And when hard things get done, I'm happy to have them to come to the Honolulu District because you're part of it. You're a fantastic team. I'm proud of you. I need you more than ever because this is a great time to be in the Honolulu District. Yes, because it's Hawaii, but more importantly because of the work that is ahead of us. A massive Army program, Schofield Barracks and Fort Shafter, of barracks, utilities, and aircraft hangars, to name a few. A similarly urgent program on Kwajalein. I believe you have the most consequential continuing authorities program in the Corps. You've got a complex regulatory environment, in the business of protecting lives and restoring property like you did in the wake of the Maui wildfire, and as you're doing right now in the aftermath of Typhoon Sinlaku, with another one bearing down as we speak. The leader that set the conditions for you to be successful has been Lieutenant Colonel Adrian Biggerstaff. And Adrian, I told you this many times, I'm going to tell it again, that you crushed it and you represented the Army and the Corps to our stakeholders in a way that we expect an Army leader to do. So I don't know if you all know this, but if Adrian's got a superpower, it's because I think he's unflappable. And there have been a lot of phone calls and a lot of emails that have started with, Adrian, I got a weird one for you. You know, Lamar, don't worry, it's coming soon. I don't know when, but it's coming. What happens is his eyes widen for a minute, and then you can see the wheels turning. And what you see is a guy figuring out how he's going to attack the problem with the confidence, knowing that he's got the people with the expertise to make sure that it gets done. There's no hand-wringing, there's no prevarication, there's just resolve in the belief that he can get the job done. And Adrian, you don't have any idea how reassuring that is to me to be on the other side of phone or face-to-face or Teams, having the confidence, which gives me the confidence to know that you're going to deliver. And you have. For the military and their families here, for the state, all over your AOR, the territories, you've done it. I hope you're leading with a full heart, because you should. And Juliana, don't for a minute discount what you have brought to this. Thanks for your support, understanding it, long nights, the absence during Sinlaku. Adrian describes you as a trooper, which I think is code for he loves you. And I know he appreciates you, so thanks. And as you head to Washington, D.C., just enjoy everything the National Capital has to offer you and your family. We will call on you again soon, and we'll expect similarly great things from the Biggerstaff family. Lamar, big shoes. Big shoes. But you are ready, because the same team that backed Lieutenant Colonel Biggerstaff and delivered for the Corps and the nation is now with you. And so I want to officially welcome you, Carly, and the boys to the POD Ohana. I've got a lot of faith in you already. You're not here by accident. You were hand-selected to do this job because you've done all the things that we expect Army leaders to do, and you've done them with distinction, and all of that has led you to sitting here getting rained on, being the commander of the Honolulu District. So you won the lottery. Enjoy every day of it, and I know that you're going to have similarly outstanding results as Colonel Biggerstaff. One last note to the Honolulu District. Look, you're doers. You're people of action. You just are. And you do incredible things here in your AOR because you've got the skill and you've got the courage to try. Sometimes when the safest thing to do is to do nothing, you do what has to be done so that we can get results. And that comes with criticism. I understand that. Listen to it. Learn from it, but don't for a minute let it deter you from doing the work that the nation asks you to do, because we need it. Continue to have that courage, because you're a powerhouse here in the Pacific, and let nothing stand in your way, and keep delivering like you always have. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your attendance here today as we recognize these gentlemen and their families and this incredible Honolulu District team. This will defend Essayance.
We now invite Lieutenant Colonel Adrian O. Biggerstaff to the podium for his remarks.
Aloha Makako, Hapade, Tiro, Brigadier General Goetz, Representative Radwagon, Command Sergeant Major Plummer, Mr. Sanchez, honored guests, everyone else, thank you all for attending today. General Goetz already did this, but I would like for those who sit up out here to, again, raise your hand or stand up. A round of applause, please. Courtney, Dewey, Tina, Eddie, Lieutenant Cruz, Amy, Major Owens. Major Owens, you're in the hot seat over there. Great job being the MC too. For the 395th Army Band, thank you. Excellent music this morning. And also for TV2, thank you for supporting today. In 1657, mathematician, philosopher, Blaise Pascal once said, actually he wrote, I would have written a shorter letter, but I didn't have the time. Now, in today's time, we do have AI. We have ChatGPT, so you may be saying no longer relevant. Well, I put my speech into ChatGPT last night, said cut it in half. It came back, said keep it the way it is, add a quote to the front from Blaise Pascal. I was like, okay, all right, sold. Apologies if this goes long. Lamar, you now hold the best job in the Army. Prepare yourselves for the best 2 years of your life. We are thrilled to welcome you, Carly, Cam, and JP. This is a wonderful Ohana, and you're part of it. After this ceremony, after the reception, after the 1430 corporate board, you're going to go back to the office, and you're going to sit in a brief moment of silence. And you're going to realize, I don't have my legs underneath me yet. It's going to be a trust fall for the foreseeable future. And I'm going to talk to you about the people that's going to catch you. And we're going to start with the people that are going to hold the most weight. As you walk out of your office, you're going to find Courtney. She will keep the chaos at bay. She'll put you exactly where you need to be at the right time. She's also an amazing wife, an amazing mother to 2 exceptionally talented children. And there's one right there. Amy, a lifetime competitive runner and a fitness guru. She brings that same tireless energy to managing our message at POH. She will keep you ahead of the news cycle, perfectly in stride with the public, and always on track. Then we get to your deputy, Major Mark Owens. He will keep the district running. Don't worry. He only cares about one thing more than running a high standard organization, and that's the people that make up the team. Give him your toughest problems, he'll already have a solution ready for you. And he joins you with Michelle, his wife. She is a natural community builder and spouse supporter. You have a great team there. Then there's your DPM, Jennifer Moore, a professional that can maintain an operational pace for 5 years that left me out of breath after 2. She bleeds USACE and she runs on delivery. She has a unique talent for understanding intent and delivering. She earns the role of senior civilian in this district every day. And she is supported by a great husband, Ross. Ross, I apologize for delaying the 4th chapter carpool. All those meetings, we had just one more thing to talk about. Thank you for your patience and being a great spouse. You're also in good hands with the rest of the corporate board. John Yoshinaga, he is going to revolutionize the engineering construction world in USACE, one Kaizen initiative at a time. Jonathan Swanson brings a treasure trove of legal knowledge, and he has built a phenomenal team that's going to keep you out of trouble. Tristan Shitsugu, she has a whole family, literally a whole family in USACE. But her and her team, they will always find a way to make that award and execute it the way it needs to be done. Daryl Staniford, he is doing cutting-edge real estate actions that rivals anything in the federal government, and he brings skills that could only be crafted from a career in international business. And our most recent addition, Michael Bailey, he hit the ground running. He earned his stripes. He prioritizes taking care of people and improving process. So he's already part of the family. Rely on these corporate board members. They will find your blind spots and they'll help you through it. This team will catch you before you fall. You have the right humility and the right leadership style. This Ohana is going to take you in. They're going to treat you like family and they're going to take care of you. They'll go wherever you want to. I'm really looking forward to seeing where you all go. It's going to be great places. Keep me posted. Send me a postcard. And by the way, size 10 on a good day, no worries filling my shoes. You're all over it. POH, as I relinquish command, I want every member of this district to stand tall with absolute pride and the profound impact you have made, you are making now, and you will continue to make across the Pacific. Day in and day out, the infrastructure you deliver and maintain provides daily necessities to sustain our communities while simultaneously building the deterrence required in our nation's most consequential theater. You preserve the rarest commodity in the Pacific, our land, our INA. With 20 steadfast shoreline protection projects, and alongside this, you relentlessly protect the environment and you regulate efforts to protect waters, the ecosystem, clean up formerly used defense sites, all to maintain this precious resource out here for the next generation. You maintain the very arteries of the Pacific by managing 28 channels and harbors and having built the first lighthouses. You ensure safe navigation and deliver the sustenance required to our island communities. And we saw this firsthand and the super typhoon hit on Rota. It just cripples people without these harbors. And when the weather turns, you are the shield. We saw this in the recent Kona lows. The 14 flood control projects that you've built and managed, it protected tremendous numbers of communities from flood and devastation, and that's all your work. When disaster strikes, you're the ones that put roofs back over people's heads. You provide temporary homes for those who lost everything. You restore the power to communities in the dark. And you remove the harmful debris so they can get back to recovery. And you build the schools that allow the next generation to get back focused on what they need to do. You assist hospitals, you heal communities and our partners, you build facilities that bring in new life. You built the hospital my oldest son was born in. You can say built too. He's born in. Dylan, thank POH. You build in the toughest, most unforgiving reaches in the world. The infrastructure you forge provides critical capabilities for the global and deep space assets. What you build directly links to levels of decisive deterrence that far exceeds the classification of the speech. And finally, for the warfighter, you build a foundation of readiness. You give families from across the nation absolute peace of mind, knowing their loved ones are stationed in the Pacific and living in safe, quality facilities. And you deliver world-class training infrastructure, and you ensure that our soldiers, our service members, they are ready in the day that deterrence doesn't deter. From Hawaii to American Samoa, from Kwajalein to Saipan, you have delivered. And I'm going to miss the people behind that delivery. The professionals who stubbornly advocate, navigate friction, and overcome the incessant obstacles standing in the way of delivery for the sake of the project benefactor. I'm also going to miss the Kwajalein barbecues, the Halloween costumes, and the competitions, and those double entries, and the people who shamelessly bribe the judges, and the proud parents who talk to me about what their kids are doing, what they've done, the avid surfers, hikers, golfers, and their stories of lore, the artists, the creative types, those who do their comic art, build their 3D structures, those who melt the motherboards on the computers with AI testing. You all are phenomenally creative and brilliant people. I'm going to miss this. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit for the sake of time. I know I'm running short. If you're a POH employee and we've had a conversation at your desk, talked in a meeting, seen each other on a project site, served in the same recovery operation, or solved a problem together, you will forever be etched to my mind. Here's a few names. Not all inclusive, but I did what I could think of. Anna, Blair, Brett, Dan, Don, Dewey, Jade, Jed, Jen, Joe, Josh, Kat, Carl, Kent, Kirk, Mark, Miles, Nick, Phil, Ren, Rich, Scott, Seth, Stan, Troy, Zach, Aaron, Alan, Agron, Austin, Amber, Anton, Corey, Courtney, Christy, Darren, Darlene, Derek, Eddie, ×2, Edith, Eric, Harold, Jacob, Jason, ×5, Jesse, Josie, Justin, ×2, Kevin, ×3, Nadine, Nelson, Nikki, Randy, Rylan, Robert, Sasha, Sarah, Sheila, Alyssa, Ayumi, Ayumu, Avery, Bambi, Brittany, Bryson, Brandon, Carrie, Chantal, Christina ×3, Christine ×3, Daniel, Darren, Daria, Sharni, Dina, Duvon, Gerald ×2, Jarek, Jared, Jennifer, Janelle, Jessica ×2, John Ping, Gisela, Kimberly, Christine, Laura, Laurel, Lito, Marissa, Maria, Miriam, Matthew ×2, Michael ×4, Mitch, Mitchell, Michelle ×2, Sage, Stephanie, Taylor, Tiffany, Tina, Travis, Trevor, Tristan, Vera, John, or Jonathan ×15, 15, 20. I've lost track. Also, for all the POH alumni, you also have a special place in my heart, and I'm very proud to join your ranks today. I'm going to name a few, not all, in order of breakdance capabilities. Who's first? Chris Young, Pat Fung, Justin Gu, Eddie Johnson, Joe Kendall, Jeremy Craney, Mark Haverty, Gil Tavares, my best golf partner ever. Thank you for helping us beat POD. Nick Emilio, John Brady, Jill Davis, Veronica Hirams, Andy McGinnis, Walt Desir, Kevin Carizzi, Max Zyman, Andrew Rousseau, Cortland Henderson, and Kyle Hamrock, just to name a few. One last note, POC, and it's to your families. Sorry, POH, it's to your families. It's been amazing to watch POH step up and serve in times of emergency. As General Goetz said, no notice deployments, deployment extensions, unexpected long weekends, and for those who stayed here and did double work and supported and reached back, a lot of overtime and lost weekends. A special thanks to the families who supported those people. It was you that had that last minute covering down. It was you that didn't see your loved one and you expect them to be at soccer practice that night because they were still in the office reaching out to Sinlaku. Or you that had your loved one there for 60 to 90 to 180 days. You sacrificed, and that's part of service, and I'll make sure you know you're getting your slice too. Thank you. Please, a round of applause for the families. All right, about to get the hook here, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Building infrastructure is a team sport. No individual and POH alone cannot do this. We have to have great partners, and we've had that in the Department of War, USARPAC, MCOM Pacific, Air Force, Space Force, NAVFAC, the 130th Engineer Battalion, specifically Colonel Morgan, Colonel Cannon, Colonel Sullivan, Colonel Kruger, Colonel Bolio, now Colonel Bailey, Colonel Melander, and Lieutenant Colonel Thornton. Thank you for your partnership. I appreciate the opportunity to solve problems with you and make both of our organizations better through working through these critical challenges. I'd also like to thank FEMA Region 9, the Red IMAT team, and also all the first responders that come from USACE. It is relieving and amazing to work with people who move in the direction of disaster. And the times I had working with those teams, some of the most professionally satisfying moments of my career, and I'll always cherish that time together. To all the elected officials, whether you're state, territorial, or county, your passion for the people you represent was clear. I truly admire and deeply respected the energy you brought to every conversation and your desire to better serve the people you represent. POD, it was wonderful and reassuring to have a collection of dedicated professionals. I almost called you all POH alumni because, let's face it, you all came from POH, but I wanted to not exclude the one or two people you didn't recruit from us. But know that when we say POH Ohana, that family extends across Fort Shafter, and you're always there to support us, and we appreciate it. I'd also like to express my appreciation for Mr. Adilla and Mr. Sanchez. These two dedicated public servants taught me a tremendous amount about senior civilian service. Deep dives into complex problems, keeping continuity, and navigating tough environments. Thank you for your leadership. Colonel Crary, sorry you couldn't be here today. We're going to miss having a resident expert on nearly all things USACE and Army leadership on speed dial. Thank you for the hard questions, the patient teachings, and the moments of humor when they're needed most. Command Sergeant Major Plummer, I almost missed you. Thank you for the endless desire to improve our organization and ensure that we are doing things in a disciplined and commonsensical way. You bring fresh insights and just better standards. Thank you for being here and serving with us and supporting POH. Brigadier General Goetz, thank you for providing a sense of calm and clarity when times it seemed the situation was starting to unravel. You have mastered the art of leader development, giving me the space to grow as commander while also modeling care, urgency, intellect, and charisma, all that's needed to meet commitments and build trust throughout the Pacific. I've learned a tremendous amount from you just by observation, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to have served while performing the best job in the Army. This is a pinnacle experience in my career, and it's a testament to your leadership and the trust you had in me. And for my fellow district commanders in POD, it was great serving with each of them. And I appreciate them allowing me to be the number one 05 commander in the division. For those who don't know, there is only one 05 commander in the division. During some of the most intense days of my command, I started hearing some voices in my head. I wasn't going crazy. It was the voices of my parents, my coaches, and my mentors. It was my gut or my conscience talking to me, and I trusted those voices, as General Goetz told me to. As I reflect on those voices, I must thank the coaches, teachers, mentors who guided me. There are too many here to list, but know that if you received an invite to the ceremony, your voice is in my head, and I did something in command that you taught me to do. Mom and Dad, Any patience, empathy, or respect I've been able to show to the people in which I serve is a direct reflection of how you raised me. The love you poured into me still fills me today, and I am considered blessed to have parents and parents-in-law who are willing to drop anything and fly from Texas to Hawaii to support the family in those weeks we just couldn't get it done alone. To my boys, Dylan, Owen, and Everett, I'm so incredibly proud of the amazing people you're becoming. No matter where we plant our roots, and even as we rip them up and replant them every 2 years, you still manage to blossom. Thank you for your patience, your resilience, and for sharing me with my second Ohana for the past 2 years. I love you, and I thank you for just being awesome. To Juliana, simply put, any success I found in this command, I owe to you. The two most important titles I hold are husband and father. I could never have succeeded in this role without your incredible strength, holding our family together, and while managing your own career and quietly making profound professional sacrifices to allow me to have mine. Thank you for anchoring our home during every moment duty pulled me away, and for your amazing support and taking care of the boys, and for showing me such grace on those many days and nights my job consumed too much of my time. You are my partner, my best friend, and I love you. To the Honolulu District Ohana, mahalo for allowing me to lead and serve with you. I'm proud to join the ranks of the POH alumni. Build strong, essayance, and mahalo.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the 75th Commander of the Honolulu District, Lieutenant Colonel Lamar Cantelou.
Hey, aloha everyone. Distinguished guests, fellow commanders, teammates from the Honolulu District and POD, my family and friends, thank you for being here today. Before I go into the speech for the third time, Courtney and your support team, thanks for setting this up and making it a special event for my family and me. But it's an honor to serve as the commander of Honolulu District, and I've got to recognize a few folks that have helped me to get here. Thank you to God, thank you to my family, Carly, Cam, JP, and our golden retriever Stitch. It's been a long 2 months of air mattresses and hotel rooms, and thank you for your patience, and I love you all so much. To the family that traveled here today, my parents, Morgan, Papa John, Mimi, Aunt Chatham, thank you for your continued love. And to the Honolulu District Ohana, I am humbled to join your ranks. Your reputation for excellence absolutely precedes you. The work we do matters immensely to the Joint Force, our partners across the Pacific, and the neighbors in our communities. I'm excited to learn from you, to support you, and to work alongside you. This district has been serving since 1905, and I will give you my best to continue for our continued delivery of commitments well into the future. And yes, sir, you're right. I've got some massive shoes to fill. Adrian, thank you for leaving this awesome organization. I'm excited, but your time is up, and it's my time. But no, I say that because every time we talked over the past year, your joy for a command was apparent. So thank you for that. My family and I wish Juliana, Dylan, Owen, Everett, and Moku the dog the best of luck with your new adventure in DC, and good luck with that traffic on I-95. I'm glad I'm done with it. But thank you again to everyone who took the time to share this special day with us. Building strong, essayons, mahalo.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Engineer's Song and the Army Song. The song lyrics can be found in your programs. Engineers. Essayons, essayons. Sing a song where the army and the free count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might. And the army who's rolling. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won. And the army goes rolling. And it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cadence, battle strong. For where we go, you will always know. The army goes rolling. As we conclude today's ceremony, please join me in a special thanks to the 395th Army Band for providing today's beautiful music. Also for TV2 for providing today's audio-visual support. And finally, fellow Honolulu District teammates for making today's event possible. Following today's ceremony, Lieutenant Colonel Cantelou and his family invite you to join them for a reception at the gazebo across the street. Please allow the family a few moments to first make their way to the gazebo. Lieutenant Colonel Biggerstaff and his family will remain available for farewells in front of the speaker's podium. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Mahalo and happy 4th of July weekend.